It's showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for another great wall of comics. It's Saturday, it's Slabber Day, and that means it's time for OnlySlabs. Now, normally this is where I would say we can't do a show without Chris, but as we have demonstrated this month, apparently we can. Chris, once again, unavailable. He is watching Metallica in New York. Hopefully, ICE doesn't arrest him and deport him back to Canada, or even worse, somewhere else. But we went to call our understudy, and our understudy is busy. So who else I go? Well, how about my good buddy, Mark from Legion of Comics? How the hell are you, brother?
I'm doing good. I hope ICE does pick him up because that's free travel home. You have to stay optimistic about these things.
Well, could possibly be true. And I mean, as a Canadian, he should be used to ICE.
If he makes it home, like you said.
Hopefully they deport him north, right?
Every day is a new adventure.
Anyways, I'm so glad that you could do it. I'm so glad that you're got that the Augusta, the whole golf game that you guys do there, whatever it's called.
Yeah, everything
It's a
came
little,
together.
it's a
like
little game, apparently.
Little Masters tournament.
Oh, yeah, that's it. The Masters tournament. It's all over, so you're available, which is great. Because today, our guest, great collection, up-and-coming YouTube channel. You want to make sure you check him out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mike Chonko Comics to the channel. Welcome.
Hey, yo, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're happy to have you. We're going to get right back to you, of course, with your comic book origin story, but we do have to say hello to the chat. This is now the point in the time where anybody who is watching this on the rewind, take a look at down below in the description. The first line says skip the intro. You hit that button and it'll go right past all of this as we play Romper Room.
Romper Bomper, Stomper Boo, tell me, do. Magic Mirror, tell me today, did all of my friends have fun at play?
Well, it's Slabber Day, and Shop for Comics is here to say happy Slabber Day to all you Slabberitos out there. Of course, I'm going to just mention, as long as we're here, what the hell, before we go past this, you're going to see a lot of super chats because 100% of this channel's revenue goes to Comics Curing Cancer. It includes the membership, the merch, and these super chats. Support the channel in our ongoing fight against the true villain, cancer. All right, let's move. Let's get back into these comments here. Let's continue saying hello. Oops, it moved. It jumped. Here we go. Comic book gurus. What it do, gurus? Joseph Michaels, the adventurous Joe. Cody has seen his number. Enough said. Yeah, there's a wrestling match going on this weekend. Fortunately, it hasn't started yet. Marty, let's go. Happy Slabber Day from Canada, everyone. And bam, just like that, he drops that first super chat out the gates. Slap that like button and donate because cancer sucks. That is 100% true. And as usual, Marty, this first one's for you. Slap me hard today, boys. Jay knows the way he says. Comic Avalon, happy Slabber Day, everyone. Rich, Comic Cap Collectibles, yo, hello all. Justin Birch Letters, hi, everyone. Choosing to join us with his family away. The fabulous Christina Payne here dropping the links. Thank you so much for that, Christina. See, Lone Eagle, happy Slabber Day, all. Legion of Comics dropped that $2 super chat. What up, comic bitches? Cock slam cancer. This one is for you there, sir. Dr. Von Hoots, good evening all. Thank you for joining us. Of course, this last Monday's video Big AOK from Dr. Von Hoot and family. Thank you guys again so much. I can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome. Christina Payne, remind everybody to follow Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram at Comics Curing Cancer. Also available on Facebook at Comics Curing Cancer. AG, howdy. Howdy to you. Derek. Austin LeMay, hey gang. Stephen C, happy Slabber Day, Henchman and Goon Squad, absolutely. Matt likes comics. Chonko, Mr. Comics 89. Who's Chris? Never heard of the guy. Well, we never see him either, apparently. Chris lost a few pounds, yeah, and gained some hair on his head and a background. Holy cow! Robert Monroe Jr. moved way south. Happy Slabber Day from Robert Monroe Jr. Let's see here. We got David Clark and Justice for All. Yes, absolutely. Free Chris. Brian LCS. I'm just here to hear Mark say, can you please read the right side of that label? Could be. Look at that. Mr. DJ Links dropped that $5 super chat, just dropping that Legion of Slabs. Absolutely. This one's for you there, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No.
Lord Helmet, Black! You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
Bleecker Street. I went, Chonko, brother. I see DJ Links dropping that member for 27 months. Thank you so much for being a member, Mr. DJ Links, at that Goon Squad level. Wayne Deacon says, it's awesome, amazing people on the panel. Awesome Slabber Day. Absolutely. 25 Perez through the mail. WrestleMania weekend. Jedi Batman says hello. Deadman Comics Cover Show drops a $5 super chat saying happy slabbing to all. Smash that like button, please. Yes, please do. This one is for you, sir.
That beautiful bean footage.
It's funny that I shuffled those around, and yet I still keep getting our folks from England keep getting the Mr. Bean one.
That's definitely on purpose. Rob's doing that on purpose.
Nucking Futz 1. Nucking Futz 1, as opposed to Nucking Futz, the original, I suppose.
There's only one futz to give.
Well, that's true. I generally only have one futz to give, that's for sure. I have comic issues. Hello, everyone. Happy Slabber Day. And absolutely to you. Phil Aileen. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Bat Dan. Happy Slabber Day, folks, from Great Britain. Kenneth Bird's here to say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for coming on by. Let's see here. I wish I was at Star Wars Celebration this weekend in Japan.
It seems like it's been pretty solid.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine who's over there right now. Australia dropping that $14.99 $1 happy Easter, everyone. Thank you so much for that, sir. $14.99 is close enough. I haven't yet put it up, but I'm going to say TV 14. Avert your eyes, little ones, for this
one has penetration.
Yeah.
That's not what it looks like.
Warlord drops a $5 super chat. Let's go, Comics Curing Catch. Let's see some amazing books. Absolutely, we will in just a moment, I am sure. But this one is for you, Warlord.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
And another super chat, $4.99, comes from JSS Brooklyn. Thank you so much. Happy Easter, all in the chat. Rob, Mark, Chonko, enjoy the show, everyone. Yes, and you know what? You enjoy your clip, sir.
time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Mark, as another one of the co-coordinators of Comics Curing Cancer, does it not just warm your cockles how much people come out and support Comics Curing Cancer every single week like this?
It really does. It's really cool how they come in packs. It also makes me wonder if someone drops a super chat, are you just going to play a full-on hentai video? Is that where this is leading?
No, we haven't gone that far yet. No, thanks.
We'll never say never, and it's up to the chat to really discover the answer to that question.
Jean Malo, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. I think Derek Reek, I think we said hello, so he says hello. Let's see who else we need to say hello to. Make sure we get everybody in. Jagular, hello, everyone. Thank you for coming by. Cliff drops that 13-month membership chat. Happy Slabber Day. Thank you so much, sir. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. Brian Barrick, good afternoon, all. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Let's see here. And El Green Machine. Hello, everyone. And Mad Spidey says, bring on the hentai.
The hammer, $50. Who's got it?
Legion says, I'll try my best, brother. As long as they're pre-2010, we should be okay. I'm sure that was a response to somebody.
Yeah, I was talking
and I just read it without thinking. All right, fair enough. All right, Slabalicious. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, if I missed anybody, deeply apologize. Completely unintentional, but we do have a show. We like to do it. We're going to take Chonko from down here. We're going to lift him up over here. Then we're going to take it and we're going to go ahead and make him big. And then one more time, we're going to slide ourselves over here. And with that, Chonko, before you show your first slab, first of all, once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's always important that we learn about people's comic book origin story. Sometimes you're just working in the high school lab or something, and some lightning strikes, some chemicals explode, and next thing you know, you're the fastest man alive. Tell us about that experience for you.
Yeah, I wish it were that exciting, but when I was 3 or 4 years old, I guess, was when I don't remember who bought them, but my elderly aunt used to read Treasury editions to me. Like I had the Hulk and I had Howard the Duck, and she'd read them to me, and it made me desperately want to learn how to read. And I think what I got next were the comics with the 45, and by playing that, and I had two. I had a Spider-Man one and like a Planet of the Apes one, and I that kind of like spurred me to start reading at a very young age, and led to a love of reading my entire life, but specifically for comics. And I was hooked. And then, anytime my mom would take me to the drugstore or anything, if there was a spinner rack, or, if they, remember they had the plastic where you had 3 or 4 comics, and if I could bend her arm enough to get her to buy comics, that's what I did. Eventually then kind of in like middle school, is when I really started collecting. Claremont X-Men run. I collected. And we lived in rural Indiana, so it was just like at the local drugstore. And I usually was able to get like when we would go up there, I was able to get like the monthly X-Men I would get, and then I would get whatever. I usually had enough to get like whatever like had the most characters on it. So if it was Defenders or Avengers or Marvel 2-in-1, whatever.
More bang for your buck.
That's right. I wanted to learn about like the different powers, like especially if I didn't know about the character, like if they were odd or like something I'd never heard of. I did that, and then kind of in the 80s, I really fell into independent stuff. Early Turtles to Cerebus. Cerebus still my favorite story of all time. I have all the phone books up here. I'm huge. I have a Cerebus tattoo. It was my first tattoo.
We're gonna need to see that before we leave.
Yeah, well,
it's on your ass.
It's not that bad. No, I'll show it. And then during that time, I was kind of like half kind of working at a comic shop, and they would pay me in comics, and the same stuff I think everybody got into about then. McFarlane, Hulk to Spider-Man and other stuff, and then I wound up joining the military.
Pouches. Yeah.
I joined the military and I fell out of it, and I would buy a comic now and then, but you couldn't keep up with anything. You're all around. And when I came out of the military 4 years later, I was doing just mostly independent comics, and I've fallen in and out of it over the years. And for a while, I would just get trade paperbacks and treasury, omnibus editions, just to try to keep up with different storylines. But I was so far out of it. But maybe a little over 2 years ago, I got back in, and I really became fascinated with Golden Age and really heavy and pre-code horror. I'm going to show a lot of.
So what we're looking at behind you is a accumulation of 2 years.
Well, no. I mean, I've had some of my stuff that I'm going to show is I've had since I was a kid. Some that I still have. But I did take a break from buying things for some time. But the Golden Age stuff it's like about 2.5 years that
I'm looking at pedigree books and all kinds of like pre-code horror just sitting right beside you.
You're going to see some wild stuff. I went heavy.
Let's go.
I'm excited, but before
man's got a problem and we're going to solve it.
We don't need to solve it, but we're going to enjoy it. Before we get into it, though, we do have another super chat that did come in. Lone Eagle dropping the $10 super chat. Hope everyone has a happy Easter. Cancer sucks. Lost my dad to cancer 11 years ago and found out this month that my mom has stage 4 ovarian cancer. We're so sorry to hear that. Definitely our thoughts go out to you and your family. And this one, where am I? Oh, this one is for you, sir.
Free refills with that.
All right. Having said all that, let's get into it. What did you bring for us today, sir?
I think we'll start off a little mellow, work our way into it, catch the groove here. So this book I've had like early days of eBay. I started buying some books that kind of just what I could get this was like early, maybe 20 something years ago. I got this and I just slabbed it, but it's my 48.
Hey. we start off strong. Start off strong.
Yes.
But I got the cool Fantastic Four on the top. I probably should have got a Surfer on that, but yeah,
that looks good. You remember sending off the Western Union to pay for it back in the day?
The Western Union for eBay,
old school eBay.
I used to go to the post office money orders. Those were the cheapest.
Yes,
the post office. It was like 65 cents.
I used money orders, but we have to go to like the local, like where it's like the check cashing place and get a money order. Yeah.
How
the post office did them. The post office was the cheapest though.
I never used the post office. I was always using those check cashing places at the time. Yeah, that's what I had near me though. It was like rural Indiana. I was like, I had a post office. I don't know why I didn't use that. I don't know.
Most people didn't really know about them, I think, but the post office money orders, it was like 65 cents was all it cost to send a money order via the post office.
Yeah. But, so I was going to show this. I just got this recently, but got a first Deadpool.
Never heard. Oh no, yeah, this is great. We love First Gideon.
Yeah,
First
Gideon. Did they not have a high grade you could find?
Yeah, I looked for a while, but I kind of waited for this. Last year, of course, it was like through the roof, and and as it started to come back down, Bry had one up, and he has that thing where you can you have the pay over time option with the shop. So I was like, I've been wanting it, and it finally came down a little bit. I mean, still an expensive book, but I was able to finally get one.
All right, we'll pause for a second. Real quick. Team Ohana, Rich dropping by $5 super chat. Hey, you smash that like button. I'm watching. Mahalo. Thank you so much, Rich. We appreciate you for that. Well, everybody is finding that like button. This one's for you, sir.
Now you
see, we just prevent you from getting momentum. Is what we do.
You got the Deadpool book there. You mentioned Liefeld and your little origin tale and everything. Are you still a Liefeld fan?
I I personally I like Liefeld as a person, but no, the art I like a lot of '90s art. I'm not collecting any '90s art. Really,
Interesting time to be following him and be a fan. A lot of cool stuff going on.
I mean I like some of the stuff that some of his recent statement stuff. I think I've never met him, of course, but what I've seen of him, he seems like a good guy to me.
All right.
Yes,
But this is my childhood copy that I.
Oh my.
This was recently slabbed. This was sent off to my guy Ron at Palm Beach Presser, and he did a great job on it and got me the 9.8. So
that's your childhood copy. That's
my childhood copy. Yeah,
on numerous levels.
He didn't know how to read back then, though, Mark. I think because he never opened it.
Never opened it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. I didn't think this was a 9.8, like when it came, but I mean, this was in like one of those old school Mylars for years, like the like the top loader one where I've got it. Yeah, that's what this was in for years and years, just in a box.
Trend with the custom labels.
Yeah, I like it, especially this one's cool because it's
you get the matching jazz hands.
This one you have to do. I think I don't know. Anyway.
Fair enough. Flash by Night Comics dropping a $2 super chat. Like button smashed. Afternoon all. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Flash by Night. What's next in line? Yeah, this one. Spirit fingers. Yep. All right.
So when I was a kid, I had on my wall, I had like a lot of like from the LP, like where the liner where you have like the liner, like the lyrics and stuff hanging in my room and posters, and I also had like three pictures of 3 different covers of comics that I wanted. I wanted an ASM 129, I wanted a Hulk 181, and I wanted a GSX one. And when I was a teenager, I was able to acquire an ASM 129 and a Hulk 181, but I never had a GSX one until now. So I was
slow down.
And yeah, this is my copy, 6.5. I love it. And I
super respectable.
Yeah, this was exciting because I like I said, it's one of those that I always wanted when I was a kid. I was a big X-Men guy, like from the time I was a middle school.
Got a lot of characters.
Yeah, and it's it's a classic. And I have a Raw. I have an X-Men 94 that I've had for many years. I've got a bunch of Raw books that I know you guys are not.
Oh, don't put that one down yet, because this is the part in the time where Mark learns his role filling in for Chris on a book that one.
Can you hold that book back up?
Sure. You want me to read, don't you?
No. Hold on. This is my job. This is why I'm here. Chonko, can you read me what's on the right side of that blue label?
I can. First appearance, the new X-Men, Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus and Thunderbird, and the second full appearance of Wolverine. Yeah.
Wow. There we go. Let's go. And this would be the part where Chris and I would argue about whether or not this is the most important X-Men book or not. Chris would argue for it being the most important, and me saying no, it's not. Because you can't have this one without X-Men 1. But tomato.
Yeah, that's like I think that's one of everybody's grails, but it's never been one of mine. X-Men 1. I know it
wasn't mine. I never thought I cared to ever buy one, but I just happened to fall into one. And now I couldn't see myself necessarily easily selling it either, though. But
if somebody wants to give me one, I'm down. I mean, I'll give you my address if you want to send one.
That's one of those once you fall into it.
Right? Oh, you mean X-Men 1? I was thinking GSX 1. That's why you should own them both. There you go.
Yeah, OGs don't argue; they own both.
7 out of 10 for a Chris impersonation.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff behind me to really
Likeness was uncanny.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
So I mentioned the story about how I when I was a kid, I had a Hulk 181 and I had a Spider-Man 129. I wanted the GSX. When I was in the military, in consecutive years, I sold my Hulk 181 and my Spider-Man 129. I didn't have any money. I was broken. I was in the military, and I came home and I like sold them at my LCS. Like
I thought our soldiers were like overpaid, and just
like,
that reaction was perfect.
Yeah, this was I was I was in the Navy, and I
couldn't even finish that stupid sentence.
It was it was really tough. It was like it was like a thing where like if you don't know what that was to me at the time,
right.
I didn't have any money and people were buying me Christmas presents, and so consecutive years I sold both of them, and I was able to reacquire each of them.
Nice.
One about a year and a half ago, I was able to get a really nice 129.
Yeah!
Real nice, he says.
Yeah,
9.0, real nice.
Look at the colors popping on that thing too.
That's a spicy meatball right there, brother.
Yeah, I was really happy, obviously, being able to fill that hole in my comic heart.
And put that one up for a second.
Are we doing value? Are we playing the value game room?
You guessed it, sir. We will in just a second here, but I mean, we always got to recognize. Chris would be upset if we didn't recognize this as
the Jackal.
Perhaps not only the first appearance of the Jackal, but also perhaps the single most shown book on this show. Very popular book. Everybody loves the Jackal, but so much so that this book is like recession proof for virtually. Now, Mark, if you were to guess, trying to go out and get yourself a 9 point, let's say you decided at Heroes Con this year, you're going to go walk the floor and you're going to find yourself a 9.0. What are you thinking you're going to have to pay?
For a 9.0 with the show popping off and stuff, if we're looking at just like the most recent of sales, I'd say maybe like 18 to 23 in that $500 range.
So the last sale that I show here on Cover Price from the other day is at $2,400, and we have recent sales at 24, 24, 2,500, 23, 24, 24. So right about 2,400 seems to be it. It is down a little bit where it hit a high early this year, leading right before the Daredevil drop. We had some selling at $2,700 to $2,800.
So what you're saying is if I went to Heroes Con to get a copy, I would leave with it for 18 to 23 tops.
So there we go. That is a spicy meatball.
That's a great book. And I want to remind everyone watching that one of those were available, even signed version, at Comics Curing Cancer last year. You never know what's going to show up for that event. So make sure you follow the pages and get prepared.
That's right.
And if you're somebody who has the means to donate, consider donating.
Rob, you had to get Chris's backup. You know where you stand now. It's pretty lame you're behind Beckerman as a backup to Chris. No, it's just
to let you know, I'm expensive, Papa. So
that and also, Mark is a good friend of mine. We do a lot of shows together. Obviously, I'd love to have Mark as a regular backup, but his family comes usually as a first and foremost. He's not always available.
If you haven't noticed, I work every other weekend, and in this show alone, I've paused my camera and leaned over no less than 5 times to talk to a child.
Yeah, so Mike has a greater availability at be able to just come on at a whim's notice. So that's why he is. But we appreciate the super chat there. Papa. Let's see. We are at this one for you, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. Lord helmet, black. You're needed on the bridge, sir.
I see that right now. Actually, I see. Hold on, I'll edit that. Yeah, you're right. I got
Appreciate that, Matt.
Chonko.
Chonko.
Thank
We
you.
don't know a Chonko. We got Chonko.
That's
God.
my
Sometimes
evil
I'm.
brother.
You know what happens is sometimes I'm doing several things at once, and yeah, I was like, don't. It's almost like don't drive in text because you can't do any of them well. So don't drive a show and try to type text at the same time either. You crash and burn. There you go. Legion is a fun hire, Papa. Absolutely. Guys have Chonko. Yep, fix that. Boom. Hey, Matt Bleeker, perfect. And right, Christian. All right, brilliant. I like that. I'm excited. Let's do another.
Can't wait to interrupt him again. Let's do this.
Oh, I know. I have a feeling. I know what's coming.
You know
up
where
next.
this is going, right?
I'm
got
following because I'm paying attention.
Oh yeah,
to the story being told.
Right. That's a good comic reader.
All right, Bub. Let's see what you got.
So yeah, I got it. It's the most I've spent on a comic, and I was able. I wanted to get a really nice copy. I could. Someone had one on consignment at my comic shop, and we kind of haggled back and forth, and he took what was my like best offer, and
holy cow!
A perfect clip.
So yeah,
that's a respectable grade.
And it was like one of these things where I was like nauseous, like when I was typing numbers. But I had a really nice bonus this year at my job, and I was able
to. You spent
so
far. Don't handicap yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some questions. How long have you had this one?
This is brand new. I just got this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah,
I've had this one for a couple of years, and I've watched. Rob said recession proof. This one legit is recession proof, and it also doesn't really spike for appearances in the movie and stuff. It just is this is a solid key comic book.
Yeah.
This was the big hole that I had. Like of the two, this was the one. But it's like, you know, when you get out of it, you know, in like 2000 or 1994, and trying to get back into it, you know, much later, it's like by now it's like, you know, it was out of reach for a very long time until I started getting into like adult money and like these kind of like things where you're getting a bonus and these kind of
damn near went 5 figures for that. You got close.
No, I did really well on this.
Go ahead, tell us. You want to? It's fine. We won't judge you. Rob will. I won't.
Under 6.
Oh wow! Holy
you know what? It is always interesting when you break that every time. If you're not a huge money guy, every time you have to go to 4 figures, it is something.
It's a decision.
Really, it's a really tough thing to pull, like because
parts of your life it's for your eyes.
Well, there's that, but at the end of the day, you go, it's fucking paper.
You're holding a used car up just then.
But yeah, I respect that. I mean, that is a book for, you know, the early days. I said I didn't care about that book, but you know, I've changed my opinion. As a matter of fact, Mark, I think that might be the one that we're looking for this year.
There'll be plenty of them.
I know.
There's a and the thing, so that's probably like my like most I've spent, but I just a foreshadowing. I've got bigger stuff that'll be showing coming up that I think people will really like.
It is the most you'll ever pay per second appearance. That's true.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do you consider it the second appearance or the first appearance? I know you can split hairs, but how do you feel about it?
I think that first full appearance is the first appearance. I know that's not the popular opinion. Like I think 300 is first Venom.
So second is first. Got it.
I mean, this is something that you know. I mean, in fact, yeah. I think it's fine either way. I would like to get a 180 as well, but it's not high. I mean, it's on my list somewhere, but not high on my list.
Way more affordable, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now you have to get a magic right now. That's just like the rule, right?
Yeah, I think once you get one and you hear enough people tell the joke about, then it's like, shit, now I got to get one of these.
It's not so much that it's a joke. It's just that it's reality, but it doesn't mean that the second appearance overall, first full appearance, first cover appearance, that doesn't mean that it has to be the lesser valued book.
Yeah, value.
First appearance has nothing to do with value.
Yeah.
And it's fully recognized that Hulk 181 deserves to be the bigger value book versus Hulk 180. That's all.
It opens up a bigger discussion of like there's that weirdo like European book where like Hellboy is on like a picture on a wall somewhere. Is that really the first Hellboy?
That's John Byrne's Next Men, and it is the first Hellboy because he knew he was putting it there.
But no, this is a different one. It's like some off. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like
before Hellboy appeared in John
previews,
Byrne's
first appearances.
He put him on the poster in the wall in the little shop that they walked through in the earlier issue of the same run he later appears in.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought this was a European book that I could have that wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it does it. It's like what constant or like the first Invincible is in. There's like a page in that.
Yeah, it came out in numerous books, Masters of the Universe, Rust or something like that. It's like a 4-page insert in numerous books.
So is that the first appearance, or is the first appearance the Invincible one? And I don't know. It just opens it up.
It's a fun discussion, isn't it?
Yeah, Catwoman. Like where she was like appeared as just like Selena Kyle, right? In the early, and then wasn't Catwoman until several issues later or something. I'm not completely familiar with that story. That was something that was relayed to me. She's like she appears just as a woman, and then is later is Catwoman. Like
it'd been cooler if she appeared as a cat and was later a woman.
Well, that's why oftentimes nowadays you'll see the key delineated first appearance of a character and then later becomes
Hank Pym and later becomes Ant-Man.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll get some of those. Anyways, before we get too far off track here, we do want to recognize Matt Likes Comics drops that Canadian $5 super chat. Canadian dollars for Logan for PM greatest Canadian. So there's a vote for Logan over Puck. Fair enough. This one is for you, sir.
That beautiful bean footage.
Definitely delivering bangers after bangers, but I don't like comics. I love them. Says I own 7 Hulk 181s. I may sell one in a few months. Holy Toledo! Congratulations, sir. By the way, Comics Curing Cancer is coming up. If you ever want to consider donating,
donate one to the event.
Yes, I am. And then you have to get 182 for the full arc. Absolutely, first is first. We 100% agree. If you're not first, you're last. Okay, I like that. Or at least you're the first. If you're not first, you're the first. If you're not first, you're the first loser. How's that?
Shake and bake, baby.
Comics are just paper and ink, but so's money. That is true.
There you go. So is money. Yeah.
Let's see. Shake and bake lovers. Next Men 14. Let's see. Yes. Who else would I say? Hulk 181 is way more sexy around. Well, absolutely. I agree. He-Man for the win. Not sure where that comes from, but I wasn't reading everything.
Earl Norm cover too. Beautiful.
I'm just kind of flying past some of these comments here because we're behind. And who that? And see my Hulk 181 late signed by Stan Lee.
That's awesome.
All right, let's rock and roll, baby. What's up next for you?
Just one Silver Age book I'm showing, and I think like something I was talking with Alan, Comic Collector Geek, about just a impression of like when does the Silver Age end? And it's a lot of times it's like when horror starts to come back. And I think this is one of the books that's like on the edge of when horror starts to come back. And the classic Frazetta, Vampirella #1.
There's a great book. Yeah.
So yeah, the only Silver Age I'm gonna show. We're going directly into gold. Is the next transmission.
That's a good question. I mean, there's always a question, right? Those borderlines oftentimes are a little fuzzy. I've always just in my mind kind of thought when the regular issue comics went from 12 cents to 15 cents is,
I don't know. There's some definitive lines like Action 1 Showcase is the start of the Silver Age. Crisis is the death, but it's just the Bronze Age. It should really
Silver to Bronze.
Image is the start of modern.
Well, I think Golden Age ending is clear. It's the advent of the Comics Code. It's 1954, the Senate hearings. That ends the Golden Age because now everything changes. And I in fact I have a comic I'm going to show that's very key in that.
And that's where our atomic age comes supreme, baby.
But like, yeah, like silver ending. I mean, it's like, it just seems to be like a general relaxation of the comics code. And you start to, you know, like Silver Age was very story heavy, story driven, I think, sometimes silly, but it had to be, because the code was so strict.
Whimsical is a good way to describe it.
Was that? I didn't hear.
Whimsical is a very good way that I describe the Silver Age.
Yeah. It's sometimes goofy too. I mean, there were, there's some great stuff still, but sometimes kind of silly. Fish Gun. Oh no, it's Fish Gun. Yeah, or a lot of the Batman where it was the Fish Guns later. Where even like the Lois Lanes or the where it's kind of
be in a rainbow hula hoop competition against a dragon on a foreign planet,
or just kind of just like sillier kind of characters or villains, and the Joker's more clowny.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I think we got. Are we getting? We're probably getting pretty close, but I think we're.
All right,
you tell me where are we at?
I'm going right into the Golden Age. If
you're ready, should we just do the break now, and then we'll come back. We'll come out of the break into the Golden Age. How's that?
Perfect.
That sounds good. All right. So while we get ready to do our break here, let me move us back to here. Let's go ahead and recognize the henchmen supporting this channel every week before we do our giveaway. All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw up that hashtag. First is first. You put that in there, and you're going to get yourself a chance at some pulls from the giveaway box. Now, I do apologize. We had been for quite some time giving away 7 books. We are going to roll that back to 6 books.
I hope everyone leaves the stream right now, Rob.
Yeah, I know it's saddening, but the reality situation is to keep the quality of these books high. I have to kind of conserve slightly. The budget has ballooned on this giveaway box. So 6 books is what we're giving away, which is what we used to. That was the original quantity that we used to give away to begin with. So we're just going back to our roots. That's all. Call it inflation, call it whatever you want. Blame the price of eggs.
Rob just tariffed the giveaway box.
No, tariffing the giveaway box. I mean, I'd send them 7 books and then I'd charge them for it.
Just leaving it in the box. You ain't even taking it out. He's giving away 7 books. You're receiving 6.
Anyways. All right. Well, everybody's getting that hashtag in there. By the way, we ship internationally. So everybody should feel free to get their hashtag entered in there. Chonko, what's coming up over on Chonko Comics that people want to go pay attention to?
Doing a giveaway right now. If you go and you check out the giveaway video and you do the hashtag over there is
first is first.
No, it's for 300. And if you do a hashtag, this is Sparta in honor of the 300 subscribers. So and it'll be cool. It's going to be curated. So it's like, if it's not garbage I don't want. It's going to be, I'm going to get in contact with the person. I'm going to send them things that they actually like, artists or titles that they like.
Nice. Very good. Legion, how about you? What's coming up over on the Legion of Comics YouTube channel? I hear you have a few things going on all the time.
Same thing as always. 3 streams a week. New DC Day stream every Tuesday with a weekly giveaway. At Weeks In every Sunday night. Full spoiler show and videos throughout the week and stuff. We hang out every Friday. You can find me and Rob starting the day bright and early. And then, this Monday, it'll be the full look at the upcoming free comic book day. Could it be our last? But the entire list and what's probably going to be chased after, highlight all that so you have time to reach out to your LCS and be prepared and not miss out on some amazing stuff coming out and celebrate this fantastic hobby.
That's fabulous. All right. And while you guys are just finishing up, we'll do one last thing. I am going to recognize all the Goon Squad members also supporting this channel. That special thanks and shout out to the Goon Squad members paying at that higher level every single month. DJ Links, Dale of Suspense, Dr. Von Hoot, Stephen C., Legion of Comics, Justin Birchletter, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Collecting with Durs, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comiverse, Deadman, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, Timo Hanna, still only 35 cents, Cliff on Comics, Bearded Comic Bro, Never Could Figure It Out, Daymares, The Adventurous Joe, Valen Rook, Jay Knows the Way, Ronnie Johnson, Comics on the Edge, Omnibo, 1063 Comics, and Silver Eagle. Thank you guys all so much for your continued support. Now, let's do it to it. Let's spin it and see who wins it. Say it with me. Wheel of Fish. And our winner of this first set of pulls is Legion of Comics.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a hashtag ring.
Not fixed. It's not fixed.
What's great is Mark is renowned. Mark is a renowned winner of comics on this channel, although he has never opened a single winning. They're
I
stacked
got
up.
one going back to January of 2022 or 2021. I don't open them.
Yeah, look at that. You got a tongue. Congratulations. All right.
Let's see what we won. Oh, we have to tell Rob, watch your ass when you pick that up.
So, Chonko, you're going to be picking the books for Mark.
Got it.
So 6 books. You can give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or we just do back to front pull books and see what we get.
Can we do the first two first? First, right at the very front of the box.
Okay.
And then the last two at the very end of the box.
All right.
And then I'll follow your finger and stop you. Right there.
Both of those?
Both front and back of your finger, yeah.
Excellent. I like your strategy. All right, let's see what Mark gets here.
Let's see what we're archiving today.
All right. What's that? Oh, okay. All right. First up for you, Mark. You've got Philadelphia, issue number
David
1.
Mack.
David Mack cover.
Yeah, David Mack goodness there.
We've got McFarlane, Gunslinger Spawn number 1.
That's cool.
That's a nice one.
We've got I love this cover. This is a variant cover for Captain America annual number 1.
Wow.
Nice.
Like he's rocking the helmet.
Yeah. We got ourselves the first unofficial appearance of the Gotham City Sirens.
What's that doing in there?
You got to wait till the end.
Oh, okay. Damn. Too soon.
We have What If the Hulk had killed Wolverine?
Shiny goodness, some foil.
Shiny
chromium.
false goodness. Absolutely.
Chromium. That tracks.
And yeah, it only makes sense actually kind of after that whole thing.
DC
And
and
the final book pulled for you, sir. I hear that you are a fan of the Superman.
I know the guy.
Yeah. How about a Kurt Swan Superman for you?
Oh. Go checks on the top.
That's right. Well, checkerboard action. Superman number 194. 12
Can't believe
cents
that's in there.
goodness.
That's
The
nice.
Death of Lois Lane.
That's amazing. Yeah, solid.
Featuring the greatest imaginary story of them all.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Oh, just featuring the great. We're just talking about how kind of cheesy. It's like, here it is, the greatest imaginary story. We're telling you right now, this isn't even a story there. We're just gonna get your attention. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh.
It's silly, but
Clickbait.
Very, very appropriate. Some DC, some Hulk, some Superman. Very appropriate.
that's right.
Great
Excellent.
time capsule. Very great time capsule.
As an army guy, I object to Mark getting a Captain America book.
In all
Don't open
fairness,
his-
Matt, I've sent you one of my winnings before. I said, screw it, send it to Matt. I have done that already.
Solid pools. Absolutely. Great book set of books there. Excellent. All right, let's go to that. And yeah, back over there. Yeah. All right, there we go. Back to you, sir. We're going to get into the, as you so say, some golden age books. Buckle up, boys and girls. This is where the party starts.
Yeah, this is where I kind of the pride of my collection. I think those other books are like very precious to me, for a personal level. But this is like really what I'm into right now.
Those
So
are
I'm trying
about
to
flex.
Yeah, we're gonna flex a little.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm trying to put together the full run of Witch's Tales, the Golden Age Witch's Tales, and been watching auctions and getting some raw and getting them slabbed, and also getting various. Sometimes when you watch auctions, people don't pay attention to what's really on, what's up there, and maybe sometimes it's worded badly, and that was the case with this. But this is a Witch's Tales 27, and this is actually a file copy.
Now, can you explain what file copy means?
So once upon a time, in like a lot of times, Golden and Silver Age, companies would keep one or two copies, one or two issues in like a file cabinet. Literally, a lot of these, when you see file copy, a lot of times it's like really, really high grade. This one's a 6.0, which still for Golden Age is a really nice grade. But yeah, it would be kept at the company as like for reference, and they would keep it most of the time in like a literal file cabinet.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Papa Willie says, "Here's $2, Mark. Get some acting lessons." This doesn't go to Mark. He can't afford acting lessons with this.
No, we appreciate. Thanks. It'll go to good use.
But we appreciate the donation for Comics Curing Cancer. This one's for you, sir.
I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Austin is a big new fan. He's a fan of horror books now.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to answer Knucking Futz, but yeah, not only continuity, but artwork or whatever. I mean, you didn't have like a computer or something to look up images or something. They would be able to reference the book.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anything that needed to just know what was going on. Yeah.
So the hardest one to get in the Witch's Tales run is this one. It's one of the big ones, the big pre-code horror covers. It's number 25. And I got this raw. I thought it was going to come back a little bit better, but it's still a great presenting copy. And it's Witch's Tales 25. It's the bell. The head is the clan. You could see that, but yeah, this is
detail on that head.
One of the ones that like if you're ever going to try for the Witch's Tales run, this is the big one. This is the one that's most expensive to get, and I think one of the ones that people try to knock out of the way first if you're going to try to make that run. But and also one of the big pre-code horror covers.
What's the issue number?
25. And yeah, this is 1.0. And like if you want to read the side, it's a decapitation cover. A lot of times in the Golden Age where they reference like skull covers or decapitation or eye injury or
what does one of those about go for?
In a 1.0, like I honestly I don't know. I bought it raw. But I'm guessing like probably just under 2, somewhere around that, around 2. I'd have to look, but yeah, somewhere around 2. I'm guessing.
How can one tell if a book is a file copy or not?
Yeah, I mean, if it's
location based,
that a lot of this is it's based upon provenance. A lot of it. I mean, there's like Stan Lee file copies. There are which are I guess notoriously in bad shape from what I've read. But yeah, it's usually through provenance. I don't know how you would do it otherwise. Like.
Yeah, it's really just when it's sold, somebody saying, "Hey, this was a file copy from here," and then it's kind of passed down. Sometimes there's documentation, sometimes it's not.
Same way they pedigree stuff. Documentation
pedigrees. Sometimes pedigrees do have like marks that you can specifically identify.
Right.
But file copies, I honestly I think unless you had some certificate or it came from that person or some type of provable provenance, I don't know how you would prove it.
Yeah, I mean, I had one for a while. I had a Joe Palooka book that was when I bought it, it was sold as a file copy. It was a raw book when I bought it, I sent it off and it got graded, and it came back an 8.5. So
Yeah,
chances are that it probably was, but some are not. Depending on when it was, it might have been stamped potentially. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, a great one, absolutely. Bobby Delgado says that cover had his head ringing.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah, then which is just it's another one where I got it. It was in an old blue label slab on Comic Link. Nobody was really paying attention to this, and this is Northford Pedigree for Witch's Tales #7 and an 8.5.
Which pedigree?
Northford. So if you one of the identifying mark is this X. They all have that. This is a really large collection of Golden Age. It's and if you ever run across a Golden Age or specifically Golden Age horror, and it has this little circle X, that's this specific pedigree. It was all found, like with a lot of this of Golden Age
tilt
horror.
it back just a little bit. Tilt the top that way. I think you have to tilt. Yeah. That's great. Lizard
angle of the dangle.
Maybe it's some Gorn action. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not the greatest of the covers, but this is a great book. Yeah,
look at the grade on it though, man.
Yeah,
for Golden Age, that's hard.
Rich from Team Ohana points out that Joe Palooka I was talking about is now on his wall because I pulled it off of my wall during a Comics Curing Cancer auction. It is true. Now you know, Rich, that's what that book supposedly is. And supposedly it's a file copy. So,
a little more Frazetta, classic Frazetta horror cover, and another one of the big ones, Beware 10.
Oh yeah, it's a nice Beware.
Yeah, that's. I actually have a T-shirt of this. I had the T-shirt before I got the book.
You got the T-shirt, then you had to get the book because you had the shirt, right?
Exactly. That was the entire reason I bought.
Were you wearing it when you bought it?
I was not.
Boo.
But
that'd be great. You're at a con and go, hey, do you have this book?
Need this.
Just like hold my shirt as a sign.
Standing behind a crowd, just pointing at it.
Right.
Yeah,
which, by the way, if anybody has one of these, I'm looking. I'm looking. I need to get one. I don't have this.
Excellent. Jay knows away $10 super chat. Chonko, loving your stuff, dude. Absolutely.
Thank you
so much. Appreciate that super chat coming at it. Supporting Comics Curing Cancer. This one's for you here, Jay.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Of course,
that's my favorite one.
Yeah, Dr. Von Hoot saying this is his eBay drool list. He's a big fan of the Golden Age horror books, pre-code horror books. But he's been doing something fun. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff. He's been getting, he's got his own character thing going on. Well, he's been having artists, local artists, do sketch covers for him. And he's been having to recreate these Golden Age pre-code horror books, but with him on the covers.
I have an idea of that. Somebody else. I guess he's. Are you familiar with Suspiria, the artist? She does a lot of like horror covers, like paint. She's awesome. Like I think if anybody wants to check out somebody that's up and coming, she was a tattoo artist and she's working on like a lot of horror covers. But I was going to ask her to do a commission of the Witchcraft. I think it's Witchcraft 3 or 5, where it's the girl in the red dress and she's like ducking out of the way and there's like a skeleton coming at her.
Girl in the red dress, that really narrowed it down.
Yes. I wish I had it. I would love to have that comic. I don't, but I was going to do it with my dog, who's actual Chonko, jumping out and me trying to get out of the way and have like a Chonko trade dress on the top. If she can do it, but we'll see. Yeah.
Nicky Futz wants to get himself a Chamber of Chills 19 one day. Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
me too. I wish I had that book too.
Or 4 and 16.
Let's see what you got. Wow us with this next one.
Okay, how about some Matt Baker? I know some people are very big Golden Age fans. Some people might not be, but everybody should look up Matt Baker. Matt Baker is a very important comic artist. He was probably the first popular Black American comic artist, and was extremely popular. In fact, for a lot of people, he'd be still on their Mount Rushmore. He died very, very young, like in his 30s.
Oh wow!
But he was mostly known for like good girl art, a lot of like romance titles. But he did a handful of Golden Age horror. Like I know of 3. There might be 4, but I know of 3. I have 2. So this is one of his. This is Nightmare. And Nightmare number 12. But one of the things that's notable is the mermaid.
Give us a lean on it.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of glare off the Mylar.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This is a dark cover too. But you can still see. No, this is underwater. It's like the guy is. Yeah, I'm sorry that that's glaring so badly. It's so dark. Yeah, you can still see some of the influence in the mermaids. I'm sorry, this one's probably not going to show up as well as I wanted it to. It's a dark cover, and it's a 1.0, so it's a little bit darker anyway. Than it should be.
There it is. Let's see her. She's laying back.
Yeah, they're swimming. They're a bunch of like mer women swimming and attacking him, and he's trying to fight them off. Sorry about that. I wish that one showed up a little better.
In time, our wounds will heal.
And this is the other one I have. This is a Voodoo number 1, and another classic Matt Baker cover. But this one is from the Ruben Blades collection. If you guys know, Ruben Blades, the actor, sold his collection last year, and he had a lot of Golden Age, really great Golden Age horror. Like
now, is that what the custom label signifies, or is that a sticker?
Yeah, the little sticker there. Yeah, that he these are out in the wild now. You can find these. But there was an auction selling what was he was way ahead. Like he was collecting Golden Age horror, like even like back in the 90s, like he for a very long time, and so he had a really, really cool Golden Age horror collection. I was able to get one of them.
Now, where did you find this one at?
I got that on eBay. Oh. Yeah, another time where I think people weren't paying attention to this. They were just looking at the book, and I mean, it wasn't cheap, but I think it should have gone for a lot more.
That's the guy from Predator 2, Ruben Blades.
Yes, I think he's in Predator 2, but he's also he did a lot of like where he was like a mafioso type roles.
Predator 2, you know what I'm saying? Right. Predator 2, you know what I mean?
That's Predator 2 is Predator 2.
Nucking Futz was asking, I don't know if you know this, but he's asking to correct him if he's wrong. Was Matt Baker really young when he started in comics? I mean, he died pretty young, so
yeah. Back then, like the child labor laws were a lot lacquer than now. You know, they knew the value of a child.
He had to be young. Because he worked through I guess it's mid 40s. I wish either Alan or Step over here, they could tell you exactly. They know everything about Matt Baker. Like if you tune into Alan's channel, Comic Collector Geek, those guys, they're like an encyclopedia history when it comes to like Golden Age stuff that you can learn a lot. Plug for Alan.
Yeah. A multi-time appearances has Alan made on this channel.
Alan, you're gonna get plugged.
This next one is another big one. So there was a comic called War Fury number 1, and it's like it's known for, it's like there's an American soldier's like flame throwing like a North Korean soldier who has just shot someone. And the American soldier is back. He's got a bullet in his head. He's like leaning back. They recycled the head from War Fury number 1 and created a comic that became like an iconic horror cover. And this is Horrific number 3. And this is recycled art from War Fury number 1. This is the guy's head that from that cover. They just blew it up and turned it into a. I'm sorry.
They just scanned it in. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is just recycled from that. If you look at War Fury
head cover.
Yeah, it's just a guy with a bullet hole in his head. But this is one of the big classic horror covers.
It's Todd Knock before Todd Knock.
Yeah, Todd Knock's lost grandfather.
Yeah, my guy Big Nasty's a friend of mine. He talks about this one a lot when it's usually it lives on the wall. I have everything taken down. Mark Spears stuff up there now because I'm showing everything.
Yeah, that's good stuff to have up there.
Yeah, I love Mark Spears.
Absolutely, at least
like him as a guy. He's showing up on streams all the time now. Like seems like the most normal, cool, just like comic collector. And
he's buddies with the guys over at Haven's Comics, and they're little known YouTube presence, but they're on every Thursday night, and Mark is on there with them like regularly. It's he's great, just down to earth, cool as a fan.
He's always on Beyond Wednesdays with Brian too. Like they're and yeah, he just seems like the nicest person, and he was just kind of shunned by the industry for years, and it's just great to see people like that finally doing well, finally getting the recognition that they deserve. After he submitted art to Marvel and DC and even Image for years, and
he's been cranking out DC stuff at a regular pace for years now. Before he before Monsters blew up, even like that's how I found him, was through just random DC covers, and then I'm a Universal Monster fan and got lucky with that. Didn't have a clue it was going to do what it did, but put that on the pool list.
Yeah. Oh, so somebody knows Baker was 44, huh? Okay. Yeah. I wasn't completely sure. I said 45, but yeah, 44. I believe it. And
Chonko, question is who's your favorite modern day artist?
Man, that's hard.
It's hard
love
to define modern day.
Yeah,
Delato is easy to like. He's definitely puts out some amazing work.
Love Nakayama. I love Jenny Frison. Zirdi, Mark Spears. I mean, there are a lot of great artists working right now. I mean, a lot of them. So this is a cool one. This is Tales from the Crypt number 33.
Hey.
And this is notable for one reason. It's a cool cover and everything, with the lady, like the voodoo lady dancing, and the Frankenstein guy breaking out of this muck in the back there.
Oh, he's got two heads.
Yeah. But this is the origin of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, I see him right there in the little bubble.
Yeah, this is the one where they tell the origin story. It's kind of being on the label here that they tell the origin story for the Crypt Keeper in this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And how are we on time, Rob?
Oh, we got time.
Okay. So another
absolute EC goodness.
Another of kind of like the greats in the golden age, and someone, he was forgotten for many years, and kind of I get, again, you talk to Steven Steppo, he this is his favorite artist, and he has a whole history on him, but Alex Schomburg was, again, he's one of the
goat.
And it's like for a while people forgot who he was, even, and I mean, I guess, like in the early 90s, I guess, is when people started to remember and recognize how great he really was. I mean, he's popular obviously in golden age, but so it was kind of like a correction of events, but now people really know how great he is. But I only have a couple Schomburgs. I would love to get more. They're just prohibitively expensive and very difficult to get.
Depending upon the title, there are a few titles that you can get that are cheap, like True Sports. There's some Schomburg covers that are super affordable, but they don't have quite the same kind of pizzazz.
Yeah, but here's a good one. One of the great golden age characters, again, people kind of maybe forget about, but Black Terror number 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, nice.
And he is the Nazis are trying to burn the American ship, and Black Terror is stopping him with it. He's got his, I don't know if you can see the flamethrower. He's knocking the Nazi out, and in the back they're trying to put out the flames, and the sailor is choking out a Nazi.
Who has the rights to that character now? Because a handful of years ago, Dynamite was playing with a lot of those characters, like the OG Daredevil, Black Terror, the Green Llama, and stuff.
They actually put out a Black Terror comic. He's with someone else in this. somebody showed it to me. I don't have it, but I believe it's Dynamite that did that. It's just very recent. Someone in the chat might know the exact title. It's not completely the same. The outfit is similar, but he looks really cool. He's like real like jacked up, but
I think he had like a hat in the newer stuff too, or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, I only saw it, so I can't really. It's a public domain, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. By now, probably.
Which is why Dynamite started picking up a bunch of these characters that used to be in that were public domain now.
Dynamite's crushing it right now,
doing
back
some
like
stuff.
Hanna-Barbera stuff and everything. Like holy potatoes.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. I think when you see in Schomburg, so stuff, that cover is one of those ones that's definitely indicative of Schomburg, where there's a lot of these ones where a hero punching a villain. And it's always an kind of that upward uppercut hook that he's got, and then the villain then dropping whatever weapon they have in their hand, and then either you have that as like the prominent piece of the art, or you have it where it's one piece of a grander art that as you dig in, there's so much going on the cover.
Yeah,
that it's like it was always some of them was mind numbing how much detail was on these covers.
And different eras, like he went through the era. I'll show him another busy cover coming up, but then we went to airbrushing. It becomes more simple, and there's only like a couple characters, but they're beautiful. I mean, the classic Bender cover, the Bender robot, carrying the woman. Like
my that's my Grail book,
the one that got away.
That would be fantastic. That's almost like out of the question to ever get. Like I would love to get a Punch 12. That's my Grail, but I'll never own that book.
Yeah, see, for me as an atomic age sci-fi robot guy, that's just like the book.
That is beautiful.
It's
so beautiful.
It just sucks when you look at what even a low grade copy goes for.
Yeah,
and like I've had guests bring that book on. And we had a 9.6 graded copy come on the show. Right. Yeah. I thought I just about was,
Rob, no one would judge you if your wall behind you was completely bare and only had that book.
Yeah. That's a flex.
That's true. That's true.
So my other Schomburg, like I said, I only have a couple. I'd love to get more, but Starling, speaking of the Bender, this is 37. And this is kind of, it's a little different because it's, you're now into 46. So you're out of the war comics, and, so he's still doing kind of like fighting, like the girl has been taken captive and he's landed in, I don't know, somewhere with like natives or something. And he's like jumping in, and it's the same concept of like what it would be in the war, where it's like somebody jumping in and, fighting German soldiers or Japanese soldiers, but now it's like completely cartoonish.
This looks like a jungle scene, but it's hard to say if it's on Earth or not, because a lot of the startling comics in this run will take place with Space Detective and whatnot, where it's in space. But then there's also multiple stories in these books, so it's just
what
because
character is that featured there on the cover?
I don't know this character. This was something I've never read it because it's sealed in this, and it's not a popular character. Again, maybe someone in the chat knows. This is something again where like Steppa would say right away who this is. This was just something that it was on an auction. It was a Schomburg, and again, it was something where I didn't feel people were bidding what it was worth, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So I don't know the character. And I've never read it. Obviously, it's been sealed in this since I got it. But then
looks like Pyro Man.
Yeah. Oh, Pep 22, probably not. I probably won't own that.
Pyro Man. Yeah, Pyro Man knocking out a menacing figure while attempting to rescue a blonde woman from masked villains.
Yeah. Not familiar with Pyro Man.
You are now. You own that beautiful comic featuring him.
Now I know.
Now we know.
So another one of the big grails for pre-code horror is Eerie #1.
Yeah.
The first series of Eerie #1. It's considered the first horror comic. Most people would say. But the same company, Avon, they just did like Eerie #1, and then they like restarted with another Eerie, like Eerie Volume 2. And that's what this is. This is Eerie #1 from Volume 2. So not the first pre-code horror.
That's wild.
Yeah, with this cool skeleton, red dress, a lot of tropes there. Skulls and damsel in distress in the red dress. If you're,
I bet she doesn't have shoes on.
You
can't see, but that was, they're always barefoot.
Yeah.
The lips on the skeleton make it extra creepy.
Yeah, and even like little like recessed eyeballs in there for some reason. Yeah, it's bananas. Like, that's one of the things I love about this. This is 1951, and like some of the stuff where it gets super, super wild. It's like, you're talking about like Leave It to Beaver was on television, and kids are reading like decapitation books. It's like at home. It's so wild to me that was happening, and it kind of veiled like sexual suggestion in a lot of the books and the covers, where in a time where people don't think of the time being like that. And it's one of the reasons why I appreciate it so much, is this kind of weird contradiction of.
Do you think these books are really being written and produced for the intent to sell to children, moreover trying to target an adult audience, since the other superhero books had the kid audience already?
Well, at this time, this was selling way more than superheroes were, like exponentially more. This was absolutely teenage, and probably most likely a lot of teenage boys, and so they knew their audience, and they were gearing it absolutely to it. I think I think it was on purpose, and I think it was middle school to teenage boys was who they were targeting with the violence and veiled sexuality.
All right. Well, I think we got time for one more, or unless you tell me no, we have to do two.
I got two. I have three.
Right, we'll do two.
Okay. So this was my Grail book when I got back into it. This was the final nail in the coffin of the Golden Age. This is the book that was held up in the Senate hearings, famously. Do you think this is appropriate for children? This appeared on the cover of the New York Times the day after that hearing, and it's Crime Suspense Stories 22.
Oh my God! No, no! Shut the front door! No way! Seriously? Shut the front door! Shut the front door!
And yeah, classic cover, homaged all the time. The severed head of the man with holding the axe, and do
they denote that on the label?
I think it just says decapitation
historically.
Just says classic decapitation cover, but no, this was held up to Bill Gaines, were the editor publisher of EC. And like, it was like, do you feel this was appropriate for children? And he starts saying things like, well, the blood's not really red. You can't see your whole body. It's like the worst response that you could possibly like. And
that's better than what we get these days, where they say, I can't remember. Next question.
Right. Yeah. And he was like, totally like, yeah. And it was, that was kind of the nail in the coffin. That's when, Comics Code was not far off after that. And not very much further after that was the end of EC. I mean, they really didn't participate. They tried to make it in magazines, which they did with Mad magazine, continued, but no, like really pre-code horror was done. And this is the biggest book I have. I got this for absolute steal. This is another one where I don't think people knew it was what it was. There are 24 on census, only 22 blue label. This is from 1941. This is Shadow Comics version 2, number 10, and it's this classic skull cover.
Oh. Yeah, this is my best ever.
And this is a Crawley pedigree. I got this in the old slab. I just got this reslabbed last week at C2E2 with the fancy gold label, but in a 7.0, I got this for a steal. But and the weird thing about this comic is like, again, there's only 22 that are unrestored out there, and Steppo, he bought one the same week I bought this. Like, so of the 22 Slab known copies, each of us got one the exact same week.
That's
but
wild.
yeah, this
That's
was
crazy that there were two of them up for sale at the
he got
same
hit
time.
like from just like a private seller, and this was on Comic Link, and I don't think people knew what it was, and people were not paying attention that it was a pedigree. And I think it's one of these where they just thought it was a cool cover, but I don't think they realized how rare it was, and you know, in that grade and pedigree.
Is this rare just at a random age kind of thing?
It's just well, I think as you get older and older in Golden Age, I mean, they're paper, and you're talking about something that was not collectible. These things were treated like TV guides; they were thrown away, or people rolled them up and put them in. And for a while, people and parents were burning these. You know, after those like Senate hearings and the Seduction of the Innocent publication, they got rid of a lot of these comics. So there aren't very many of them out there. And, you know, for some of them, they just didn't survive. You know, when you go back to 1941, and they didn't survive in good condition at all.
How many staples does it have?
This one is 2, I believe. There are some that only have 1. Yeah, this is 2 nice. Staples. Yeah, they, you know, to preserve. I think this is before we really got into that war mentality where they were really trying to save the metal, and they only were doing 1 staple. So yeah, this is still back in 2.
This, I think your information is wrong about horror and mystery in the old days. Horror stories in radio, newspapers, and comics. Dracula, Frankenstein.
Yeah, I disagree. I think I don't know what you're saying I'm wrong about, if it's specifically to comic books. Yes, of course there was horror, and of course we had pulps. Pulps were I think you might be talking about Eerie #1 and being the first horror comic.
The conversation with the horror books coming out while Leave It to Beaver is on television is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess it's the graphic depiction, and yeah, of course. I mean, we had, like, you know, Aesop's Fables, and, you know, there's always been violence, you know, and stuff going back, but the graphic portrayal of it in like a mass produced media, I don't think that was happening. If it was,
there was nothing graphic about the Universal stuff. It was perceived horror. Definitely not
most
graphic.
of the time. Yeah.
Well, phenomenal, sir. Thank you so much. Let's see here real quick. Just a quick question. Why did horror comics end right after the code?
That's what the code did.
They didn't really end, but they changed it dramatically to the point where they fell out of favor, and we had the rise of superhero comics.
Yeah, the code is regulations on the comic industry where they weren't allowed to print what they had been printing.
Or even words, like they couldn't have like blood or terror, or like certain words were banned as well by the code.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate you coming out. This was a fabulous show. I know we have a lot of fans of the pre-code horror genre. Hence today's second giveaway, ladies and gentlemen, pre-code FTW. That's going to be our hashtag. Enter that right now. We will ship, of course, again, as I said, we ship globally. So everybody get those hashtags in, as we'll pull another 6 books from the giveaway box here in just a moment. While you're doing that, I'll let you guys know what's coming up for me. Of course, I did do a whole video just on Thursday. It was nothing but books that are going in the giveaway bin. That's out there. If you haven't seen it yet, my goodness, the WonderCon haul video is and tour of WonderCon has been blowing up. Almost 3,000 views on it now. So thank you to all you guys who've been watching that. Appreciate. Monday mail call is coming up as usual. Then Thursday we'll do I think it's gonna be another video of more books that are going in the giveaway bin before we're back again next week for another episode of OnlySlabs, when we're joined by our guest and fellow Black Sheep Comic Club member, Batmite. So come and join us as Doreen comes on the show to show off her books here on OnlySlabs next week. All right, let's see here. We're getting that going. What else I got? Any other news and bulletins? Well, we're giving you guys a chance to get. I don't. So that means you guys need to hurry up and get those hashtags in, because we are going to be spinning in just another moment. I know that means 60 out of 80 something people Get that hashtag FTW. Chris will most likely be back next week? Question mark. So anyways, come out for that, Doreen. And then, of course, the week after Doreen's appearance, we will have no show. There will be a week off again as I will be going on a cruise. There. Tell us about the Black Sheep. Well, real quickly, the synopsis used to be in a comic book club called the Comic Book Fiend Club. That collapsed. And the various chapters have each kind of started their own individual, the regional chapters have started their own individual shows. Black Sheep is the club that the West Coast chapter founders started, but it's no longer bound by regions. So it's just a bunch of people who are really interested in collecting comics and doing
really
some
like
different
to wear
stuff together.
vests.
Sometimes
you like comics and you like vests, check them out.
So the right now they're getting ready to do. They're just still getting set up still. So there's going to be kind of they have restricted enrollments and stuff like that go on. So, anywho, all right. I see 69. 69 is a great number, I think. Right, Mark?
Spin it.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, round and around and round she goes. Where she stops, well,
StreamYard
knows.
Yeah.
That's right. Here we go. And our winner is boom. C Grips.
Congrats.
C Grips. This is the first time I've ever seen you on the show, but that's fine. We don't require you to have been around before. Welcome. Make sure you're going to have to reach out to me on Instagram to provide me with your contact information. You can get a hold of me at robs.fatstacks. And if you don't have Instagram, it's okay. You can email me at robs.fatstacks@gmail.com. Give me your address and your books are going to go out to you. So, Mark, you're going to be pulling those books. 6 books get pulled for C Grips. Let's go. What are we pulling?
Just front to back it. Stop. 3 in front of your finger, 3 behind. Going for the middle chunk here.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
The middle Chonko of comics.
Middle Chonko it is. Shout out to Mike's dog. What kind of dog is it?
Oh,
English Bulldog.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I run a kennel. So I deal with a lot of dogs. They're fun dogs. I like listening to them grunt.
Holy shit.
And play with your feet.
He's hilarious, but he's a monster. He's 9 months old and he's a monster. He's really funny.
That's a perfect name for an English too.
Yeah, he is a Chonko.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mark,
you
know how to
Grips.
Jesus Christ.
You can call me Mark.
This is gonna be a painful pull, let me tell you.
Okay, let me get ready.
First up, we start off with the 1 in 25 variant of Paprika #1.
Ratios in there?
You can hold off, Mark. You'll know when it's appropriate. Trust me. We get the first cover appearance of Archangel.
What's that doing in there?
And of course, 3 of the
Papa, you're a wrestling fan. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. We have the first full appearance of Morbius. And of course, because it's a direct edition, also the first cover appearance of Morbius as he's there down in the little box.
That's pretty cool.
We have a George Perez Avengers king size annual #8.
Now we're talking.
Oh wait,
it
gets better. I'm not even sure which order these go in. Jesus Christ, they're both just amazing. You like Silver Age books? Because these last 2 books are both Silver Age. First up,
prefers Golden Age.
Captain America 108.
Wow, that looks nice too.
Oh, he's giving it away.
And then Submariner issue 6. The second appearance of Tiger Shark.
That's some good stuff.
That's a great cover.
Yes.
Thank you, Spidey. What the hell? Yeah, fantastic books. Good variety right there too. Congrats, C Grips.
Oh, that was one hell of a pull.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, every week we do this, just about. I give away books like this. This is why we've gone down to 6, because we're keeping that kind of quality in the giveaway. But I appreciate y'all coming out. Mike, thank you so much for coming out. Everybody, make sure you look at those description down below. Make sure you hit those links and give Chonko a follow, give him a subscription. And while you're at it, you might as well, since he's doing a 300 subscriber giveaway, you might as well chime in on that. Maybe you'll win.
Do it. Everyone do it.
Do it. Get to the chopper.
Do it now.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will bid you adieu. It's that time once again. We get on our horses. We'll ride off into the sunset and remind you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me. So I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching, everyone.